All right, here we go. Hey, welcome, everyone. I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Hey, guys, we are here with Mindset Talks. I have two beautiful people before me, Mr. Rod and Tanisha James. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So listen, and for those that's catching this on replay, listen, I need everybody, not just a replay. I need everybody to forward this to your friends. That you're going to be in for a treat today. Honestly, you're in for a treat. You're gonna be encouraged, right? You're gonna be inspired. If you don't feel the need to do something after this, then you might want to check your pulse, right? Check your pulse, right? Because this story, and I'm gonna call it a story, because it's amazing. You know, when I sit and I look at these two individuals, I'm amazed at what they've been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. And so, but let me just explain to you just a little bit about Mindset Talks. Like, what is it all about? So for those that follow me, you know, I have a private Facebook group called Mindset Maintenance, because I truly believe that mindset is everything. Like if you can't get your mind right, then nothing I tell you really will last. You're not going to stick with that anything, because you're going to have that stinking thinking, right? So I believe everything starts in the mind, like everything. And so everybody that I coach, you know, I put them, you know, I encourage them to join my maintenance program. It's called Mindset Maintenance, right? And then so from Mindset Maintenance, we birthed this forum here, Mindset Talks, because as you listen to these two individuals, you'll notice a change in mindset, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's when you know a person can have like lifelong results, when the mind changes, not the body changes, when the mind changes, right? So it's called Mindset Talks. And so with that, perfect segue. Again, I'm going to ask Miss Tanisha first. We're going to start with you. If you could just tell us what was life like and what was your mindset before May of 2020? Because before you answer that question, I just want to let the people know that these two individuals have lost more than 150 pounds collectively since May of 2020. Right? More than 150 pounds, right? I don't know the exact number, but even if it's 150, even if it's 140, if it's 100, it's still great. But they've lost more than 150 pounds since May of 2020. And I think that's just phenomenal. And here's the beauty. They did that by not focusing on weight loss. Like that wasn't the focus. That's just what happened. That was the byproduct of the things that they did. So, Tanisha, if you can tell me what was life like before May of 2020?
Okay, so I've always been like a heavier person, but I knew I needed to lose weight, but I didn't know how to do it. So before May of 2020, I felt terrible. I was tired all the time. I was severely anemic. My doctor, every 6 months or so, she's, saying she's about to send me to get an iron transfusion because my iron is too low. I'm eating ice and croutons was my favorite snack, and tearing my teeth up, constantly getting. I had to get 2 crowns last year. So I was anemic. I was actually right before May, I had terrible migraine headaches, and I had just went to see a specialist to see like what to do about them. I had high blood pressure, a sugar addiction. I was tired all the time. I would go to work. I have a stressful job. I'm a teacher. I would go to work, do my job. I'm pretty mobile at work, and I would come home and I would literally be out of gas, and I would just go to bed as soon as I got home. And my husband.
What time was that?
About 5-ish, 5:30.
And you were getting in the bed?
Yes, it's over.
Wow. Okay.
I might not go to sleep, but I'm in the bed lounging. And my kids, that was pretty much the expectations. Like my kids knew that mommy's gonna be in the bed, so I would just be in the bed. So it's kind of sad to think about now, but I would be in the bed. And my husband used to say he felt like he was married to his grandmother.
That's bad, Rod. That's bad.
Yep. See, my grandmother, she, I grew up, she always was, in the bed. And she didn't work. So every time, I grew up, I was seeing her in the bed. So she's always remind me of that. Like, is that
to my grandma? And I'm like, look, I'm tired. One of my students called me haggard once. And, I'm not going to lie, the day that he said it, I was offended. I was like, my kids are usually pretty honest with me, but I was like, goodness, the honesty is real. But when I looked at the from that period of time. That was the exact words that I would use to describe myself if I could see the way my students saw me. So.
Wow. Okay, that's good. We're gonna come back to that. So Rod, tell me, what about you? What was life like before May?
It was what I thought was normal because I always grew up, eating the way I was eating. My parents ate this way. My parents ate this way, and from the fried foods and things of that nature. So, I always struggled with weight loss, and I did go up and down, but I never got this far in weight loss in the past. Me thinking that when I'm out at work, if I don't eat a full lunch, because my job, I don't have a job, so I have a lunch, time, lunch hour or whatever. So if I grab a snack, honey bun, drink, I'm thinking, okay, that wasn't a lot, I didn't have a big, lunch, but I would, eat in the morning, eat late at night, so life was a struggle. And what I mean by that is, like, literally, I used to have to struggle to put on my shoes and tie my shoes. So that's me being very transparent to where that, I used to have to get my daughter to slide my shoe on for me.
Wow.
Have to, find the lower end of the couch or the lowest somewhere that I can sit to where I'm close enough to where I can take a breath and lean forward and just try to tie my shoes and then come back up and take a break to do the other shoe.
Wow. So wait a minute. So you said you had to hold your breath to tie your shoe?
I had a lot there,
Now see, that's new. I didn't know that. Oh, wow.
You trying to bend over, that's a big man struggle. So thank God I don't have to deal with that no more. I think my kids said the other day, told my wife, I jumped off the couch so fast because they're not used to me being able to get up off the couch, because I have to ask people to pull me up, or I used to have to lean forward and kind of brace myself, Thank God.
Wow. So now you can just pop up off the couch, Rod.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Know that.
So okay. This is good. So when did you know you could do it? Like, when did you know you could? Was it like a little bit every time? Like, did you know, like, one day I can do it, or you just did it and like, oh, did I just do that? Like what happened?
I guess, yeah. Things like, the tiny shoe, I noticed. It's a lot of things I noticed that's different now that I used to have to struggle with, that I don't have to struggle with no more. And me jumping off the couch, I just do it. So now to where that when my kids said that, it kind of like, dawned on me, like, I guess I did just spring up off the couch. They thought something had happened, because I don't know if it was something I thought about and I had to go real quick to handle it, but it's the fact that I just jumped up real fast and they're not used to me.
They're not used to that.
But Daddy, he jumped up so fast, he scared us. So I had to go check on him, like, what's going on? He was like, no. He was like,
look at that. Now we're talking about, people talk about medication. We talking about jumping up off the couch.
Jumping off the couch.
And the effect that it has on your children.
That's the truth.
Oh yeah.
That's the truth.
Wow.
They have told us that they love the new us.
Yep.
Really?
Where
now this new information, y'all been holding back. Y'all ain't told me this one.
Praise report this morning. So we've been talking to them about, consuming sugar, why it's not, we don't want to do that during this time because our immune systems matter, and we're just not doing it. And their grandma loves to treat them. So she came up today with marshmallows. Well, remember we had already talked to her about, you have to learn to say no, because it's not good. So she said, oh, it hurts so bad. She said, Mommy, I took a deep breath and I said, Grandma, we can't do this. Not for you, but for us, because we're not doing that until Friday on our Tuesday. And she was really happy. She told Grandma, I said, what's your grandma say? She said, Grandma said, oh, okay.
Good for her.
I think he still ate some, but progress, small steps.
Yes, that is amazing. And listen, and this is the piece, right? Like, I always say, I mean, granted, those are your kids, so of course you're role models, but you know, people are quick to say, I'm not a role model. I'm like, no, yes, you are. You know, but I said, just what role are you modeling? Because they are watching, whether they say something or not, they are watching.
Everything you do.
They watch everything. They watch. You know, we talk about you know, and this is important too, but you talking about, you know, how a man treats his wife and, you know, and then how the woman responds to the husband. I mean, all these things, whatever, but no, they watching what you eat too. They watching what you eat. They watching if you exercise or not. You know what I mean? They watching all of that. You know, like, oh, yeah, you want to make me exercise. You tell me to eat vegetables, but you don't eat your vegetables, mommy, your daddy. You tell me no soda, but I see you had about 4 sodas before you came home. I mean, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying they know this stuff that we don't think they're paying attention to, and they will call you on it if they like mine. If they anything like mine, they'll call you. They'll call you on it. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so going back to mindset for a second, like I know it's a lot, but if you could just I'm just going to start with you, Rod. Like your mindset then. I know you kind of spoke a little bit to it, but if someone was to come to you and say, "Man, I'm struggling," like, how did you do it? Like literally, like really, how did you do it? Like, how did you get from there? Because everybody say they want to lose weight, they want to do better, but everybody's not willing to, you know, do the work, whatever. So, like, what would you tell somebody?
I would ask, how bad do you want it?
Ooh.
You know, I mean, are you? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was tired. I mean, that's why I always been open to things. You know, I have, you know, got personal trainers. I had, you know, I have done the things to try, but it was just that missing thing that you helped us with, the education piece of, you know, what are you eating? You say it all the time. What are you eating? And in the journey has been so enjoyable and doable because in the past, I mean, I used to, I mean, I'm not a gym rat. I'm not the type of person that just love to beat up my body. So the idea of having to go to, you know, my personal trainer or whatever and let him just beat me up for
beat you up, yeah.
And it's like the thought of, man, I gotta come back here again tomorrow or, you know, in a couple of days, you know, I wasn't looking forward to it. But at the same time, what was I eating? So I would ask the person that, like, how bad do you want? So are you open to, you know, the mindset, you know, changing your mindset of the things that you've been doing? If it hasn't been working for you all this time,
right?
Then, you know, it's time to do something different now. So, you know, if you really want to, you would, you know, do that. I mean, because my thing is this. It's not like I never had caramel cake.
Okay.
Like, never had fried chicken. So if I had to, you know, set aside 6 months, even a year of not eating these things. I mean, I didn't been eating it all my life. So
right. You ain't missing nothing. Yeah.
How bad do you want it? Is it important to you? You know what I'm saying? So with me having small kids, you know, and a very active, you know, son, you know, I want to be that active father.
Right.
You know, right. With him to be able to go outside and shoot basketball with and not be, you know, so big that I can't even get off the couch. Or even tie my shoe to go outside and play with him because I'm gonna be tired before I even get out there. You know, so who wants that?
Yeah.
That's what. How bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it? What about you, Tanisha?
So
because I know people have come to you. Well, people have come to both of you guys. So
the first thing I want to say is that I think my life's purpose is to be a person of impact. I know that the way that I was before, and I always get emotional when I say it, but God could not use me. So the things that God has called me to do, I couldn't do them from the bed. I couldn't do them with no, I cannot impact and effectively change lives from my bed. So that was the first thing. So that's been the biggest blessing that I feel like I'm a vessel that God can use. The second thing is really about investing in yourself. Because it's about the value that you place on yourself. Because I remember I have a funny story about Ro. I've known Ro for many years. And I remember we had a conversation, and I know Ro does not remember this. And the reason why she doesn't remember it, I think, because in the conversation, she knew my mind well right then. We briefly talked about things that I could do to, make better food choices. And she invited me to a webinar, and they were selling products. The kid was like 2 something. I promise. It was like 2 something. I got over that webinar like, Rhoda lost her mind. She ain't no way. I'm about to pay $200. And got off the webinar, didn't talk to Ro. We talked in passing maybe, but not a lot. And the biggest thing was even though I was like spinning my wheels trying to do it myself, and what I really needed was to invest in myself because I needed the coaching. I needed to change my mindset, and I could not have done it. It was not a matter of will. Like my nephew, he came over recently, a couple of weeks ago. His jaw literally dropped when he saw this is a boy that before I had a son, he was my son. Okay, he's always known me to have fluffage.
He got in the car with me. Yeah, and I kind of felt some type of way. I'm like,
he say nothing.
You didn't look at your uncle like that way. He was like, I know, but Titi, he called Titi. He was like, I never saw her that small. And he was like, I always know for her to work out and do marathons and do all those things, but she never lose no weight. So he was like, I never saw her that small. So he was like, he was jaw dropping.
He literally dropped his jaw when he saw me. I was like, what?
Because he had left to go
we
back
haven't
to St.
seen
Louis.
him
So it was during that same time that we got with you when he left. And she was the chunky. And then when he came,
the fluffy, a little fluffy, yeah.
So in that short period of time,
wow,
it's amazing the results that we have, gotten just through your coaching and us having the willpower, the desires to, just say, hey, enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Let's do this thing together. Because when I hope I'm not, going ahead and everything, but when she had first, got with you, I was just eating what she was eating, because your wife would say we're gonna eat pizza. Okay, we're gonna eat pizza. It's whatever. But when she started eating all making the healthy choices, I had no choice but to eat what she was eating. When she was going walking, I started going walking with her. I can't keep up with her to this day, but the fact that I was being consistent in doing something that I hadn't been doing in the past.
Yeah.
When I did start working with you, I had already lost like 20 pounds.
Wow. Oh, the overflow. Oh no, 20 pounds on the overflow. Come through. That's when you know the information is good. When you can lose it on the overflow. Come on now.
Overflow.
Oh man. Man, I'm just I can't stop cheesing because I mean, you know what I say, when you give your body what it needs to thrive, it will.
Yeah.
And we have never focused on weight loss. Like, we may check the weight, but that's never been the focus. Yep. That has never been the focus, and it never will. Only because if that is the end, then what happens when you reach your goal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you see? People say, well, I need something to shoot for. I'm like, how about shoot for life? Yeah. Shoot for vitality. I mean, you're going to forever be shooting for that. You're going to forever be shooting for a life of vigor, a life of vitality, freedom of movement. You know what I mean? Like, for Tanisha, staying off medication, or for Rod, not getting on like, you can always shoot for that. And to shoot for that means you got to do the right stuff.
Yeah.
But when you shoot for a weight, well, what happens when you hit the weight?
When you hit it.
If you're doing this for the reunion, or for the anniversary, or for the birthday, what happens when you hit it?
Go right back to it.
Yeah. And then you're constantly looking for the next thing. And so that's why I came up with the saying. I said, there's no finish line on the road to optimal health. There's no finish line.
Yep.
Yeah, well, when you finish, you're finished. When you're finished, you're finished. Yep. Okay, well, with that finish line. So every day you just get up and you chase life. Yep. Every day you get up and you chase life. That's it. I don't have, and sometimes I say, oh, maybe this month I can do this. And I'm like, well, so you're not going to do that. It just doesn't make sense.
Yep.
and I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, because we do little challenges here and there, whatever. But just to have it, just doesn't. I just get up every day and do life.
And I think you freed me up with that, because I used to do all those Apple Watch challenges, and I exercise less now than I did before, 8-9 miles, and you could not tell me that I'm not getting it.
Bro,
Tell me.
This woman here would be in the gathering somewhere, walking in place.
Trying to get them steps.
Yeah, they're looking at her like, is she okay?
Yeah, they're like, yes, I'm trying to. We was at the Christmas party, and I'm like, because I got.
See what I'm saying? See, and I know I've seen people. I had people in my Buy for God class, and just people I knew, and they would be doing that, 30, 40,000 steps. I'm like, but you're not losing weight. You're not losing weight. I mean, like, I can do. That's why I was like, I got my goal is 11,000 steps a day. That's it, just 11,000. Now today I got 14,000, but that's because the bike I did 30-some miles on the bike, so I put it on my shoelace. But I'm just saying 11,000. That's my goal. That's what I have it on, because you don't need to do 30 and 40, and it just doesn't make sense. It's not about that.
If you eating Oreos, which was me, after you finish doing your workout or in that day.
Yeah. Oh man.
For where we are, like I was telling you once, I think like this time of the year, this is the kickoff. This is the jump off for us. We got his birthday, then my birthday, then the kid's birthday. It's pumpkin spice season, then it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, and we be gearing up. And
wow.
We're just. I hadn't had nothing pumpkin spice. We on.
Then you probably go into the new year with probably an additional 10, 15 pounds.
Well, I think 20. I'm saying maybe 20, but we'll see.
Wow.
I know that I'm not gonna gain anything. I know that.
Wow. I mean, but that's people's lives, though. That's what they look forward to. And let me say this, because people think you get people swear I eat nuts, berries, and twigs all day, and we know I don't. I do not. And for those, you're watching, I am a firm believer of, I talk about the health bank account, right? And you all have heard me talk about this. And so you have to make healthy deposits, right? And so if you're making more healthy deposits than you are unhealthy withdrawals, like you're going to be okay, and so healthy deposits, and that's not just food, that could be self-care, you know what I mean? That could be, just taking time for yourself, that could be reading your word, so that's, I believe it's, mind, body, and spirit, so healthy deposits in all three of those areas. Unhealthy, again, doesn't have to be food either. You know what I mean? That could be unhealthy relationships. That could be a number of things, because, we're spiritual beings, and we're not just affected by physical things. We're affected by things that are in the natural as well, and so anyway, but so the health bank account, these bodies, right? If you think of it like a bank, like where you have your money, if you put in money, right? So you could be overdrawn, your bank account could be in the red, and you put money in it, right? You bring it in the black. So putting money in the bank is equivalent to making healthy deposits in your body, right? So just say you guys, when we met in May, you were in the red. You were in the red, right? And so, you were in the red. And so we started making healthy deposits. We started eating clean. You started exercising. You know what I mean? Just started cooking more. Removing stuff from the diet and all these things. And then all of a sudden, boom, started losing weight, whatever. You're feeling great. You're like, oh, man, I'm in the black, right? I'm in the black. But we got to continue to make the healthy deposits, right? Because, like when I say, so you may be in the black, but you're still broke. You're still broke. So you got $2 in the bank. You got $2 in the bank. So we got to keep building on it. You basically have to condition the body to get used to this. This is the new you. When I'm working with folks that are diabetic and they're used to their blood sugar being so high, they're used to their blood pressure being so high, you have to condition the body to like create a new normal, And so I know, like some of my clients that I coach, high blood pressure, when it's normal, they get antsy. The body don't feel good when they, or if they're diabetic, when the blood sugar is in the normal range, they don't feel good. I'm like, yeah, because your body's used to being so high. You have to recondition it. You got to beat this body into subjection, right? You do that by making these healthy deposits. And so, you can't grow weary, and it's scary, and it could be like, oh, I don't understand what's going on and what's going on. You just have to keep pushing. Pops and I said, we just keep punching. You keep punching and you keep punching, you keep punching. And that blood sugar, the blood sugar for Rod, and the blood pressure for Tanisha. And all of a sudden it was like, boom. It's like, okay, here it is. Now we just broke through. The body will break. You keep pushing.
It did.
The body will break. I'm excited just to see what's happening with you guys, what's happening in your family, how your kids are seeing it. I mean, you're changing the trajectory of your family's health, right? Because Miss Aubrey, my mini me in Mississippi, Mr. Aiden. I mean, they're listening, they're watching, I promise you they are. They are. Doesn't mean that they'll never have cake and, my kids eat that stuff too, but back here they know.
Yeah, and they're not so comfortable doing it all the time.
Yeah, they know, and they will. We're home now, but I'll tell you, one of the biggest changes I noticed is when we were out and we started making changes at our home. My kids start to see other kids and what they were eating, and they would come home like, "Mommy, they're eating this and that," and so because they would see like this is bad.
Yeah.
These TV dinners and these Lunchables and all this stuff that kids are going to school with. See, we don't see that right now because we're home. But when they go back to school and they see, they're going to be like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. I know Miss Aubrey and Aiden too. They're going to tell some kids, you're killing yourself. That's too much.
The thing that we're doing, we explain, I think, Aubrey, of course, gives it more than Aiden, but we explain like, it's not just that we can't have Doritos, but let's look at what the package actually says.
Right.
Have it, because what is this? We don't know what this is.
We don't know what it is.
It's dangerous for us,
Yeah. And it's funny, like on the back of some of those packages, now the bag of Doritos may be this big, and the ingredients on the back may be this, maybe that long. I mean,
Yeah.
It's almost 3/4 of the back of the package. And they say that's not food.
It's not food. It's not food.
It's like, how can you get life when if I say chase life or chase a life of vitality, you're not going to get vitality from that.
I'd always say he feel like he tell me now he feel like he got a new life.
Why you say that, bro? Elaborate.
New wife, new life, everything new. I mean, just like I say, she's not always laid up in bed no more. She's up before me. She always got energy now. It's just a different. She's smaller. I have never seen my wife this small.
Never.
Wow.
You've been married almost 10 years.
Yeah, so it's a change.
It's a change. Wow.
Walk through the house, I'm like, man.
Honey, we done lost our whole person. We got a bigger bed, but we had our son because, I'm an attached mother. And so now there's like this whole big area now because we don't take up so much of the bed. Like literally both the kids get in the bed with us because it's going now. So.
Yeah, my wife said she don't see this big old lump in his bed anymore. She used to see.
Yeah, it's coming to be like picking up. Oh, and about the snoring, we left out that he had just gotten diagnosed with sleep apnea. We had we would fight so much about the snoring because I couldn't get any sleep because he was snoring so bad. Now I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. I would hit him and push him and say, why you hit me? I can't sleep. Now we lay down, we go to sleep, we wake up. It's like magic. It's like
magic.
It's like magic. I'm so serious.
So for the people, so blood pressure. So Tanisha, you were on blood pressure medication.
I was on blood pressure medication. I was on iron pills. I was having migraines like, oh my God. It's just horrible to think about, but I would have them at least like 4 to 5 times a week. And I'm talking about I couldn't take sound, light, and I'm a teacher. So my students knew like Miss James, and I could tell because my vision would go like real crazy right before, and like 20 minutes later, it's over. And so the kids would know like Miss James is going through something. We're gonna turn these lights off. We got to be quiet. And I'm a teacher, you know. I had high blood pressure. I've been on and off of those for a while. And I was in the clinic. So I don't take my blood pressure. I was off blood pressure medicine like 2 weeks after you and I started working together because my numbers were getting so low with the medication. So
yeah.
And now my numbers, like when I see them, like my 126/80, when I get that, that's high. That used to be my own medication. That used to be my like, okay, it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That was my low when I was on medication. It now when it hits that 126/80 anything, if it's 120 up, but more than 120/80, I'm kind of like, what's happening here? Because it's usually, in the 110s, one something.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And then Rod, when we started checking his blood sugars, they were kind of high.
Yep.
They were kind of high. I would take I'm thinking, had you not started this thing, probably would be diabetic by now.
I know. And Ro, this is where your thinking is so important because Rod's mother is diabetic. He has 2 uncles that are diabetic. His grandmother was diabetic. So it was almost like this expectation that he would be diabetic. So we were almost like just kind of like expecting that we would go to the doctor and they would say he was diabetic. And to me, that's what this whole process has been about, is about empowering ourselves and realizing how much power we really have. Because when we got the blood sugar monitor, like I heard Pop's story, and then I started thinking like, well, what are we waiting for the doctor's appointment for? Why don't we get a monitor so we can know what the number is, whatever it is? And sure enough, he was like right there at diabetes door, So it's like, what are we then? So when you say weight versus weight, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah. So I'm excited. I mean, this has been, so it's only been since May. So was that June, July, August, September, 5 months?
5 months.
5 months.
And I'm down 50. This man is knocked at 100. I want to say, Rod, I think he's at like 110.
I think it's like 110. Yeah, 110. So y'all about 160.
Yeah.
And this is just, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. No medication. Oh man, no. To God be the glory. I'm just a vessel.
And Rob, let me just say this one last thing. I don't want to make your thing real long, but what I want to say is my gift is my energy. That's what God. So how can He use me and I don't have no energy? That's what I do. I energize. I encourage. That's me. That's the whole essence of who I am.
Yeah.
And I have no energy. I'm tired and in bed. He can't use me. I cannot be used in the bed. So.
That's it. Cannot be used in the bed. That's it. Oh man. So I said, walk alongside you, helping you to achieve optimal health, right? So basically, and I think I shared this with you all, just to wrap it up. So when I first started my business, I needed a scripture. I said, I want to align my business with the scripture, right? And I took the Bible and I flipped it open, and like God took me right to this scripture. It was 3 John 1 and 2. It says, the translation that I like, it says, "Dear friends, I pray that all is well with you and that you are as healthy in body as you are strong in spirit," right? So healthy in body. Like, I mean, you couldn't even do what God has called you to do. Like the gift that He gave you couldn't do because you were not healthy in body. Right. And I think we miss that piece. Like we pray, and we should. We should pray and all these things, but He still says we should be healthy in body as we are strong in spirit. And we miss that. we miss that. They say, "Oh, I prayed over it. I prayed over this good." Well,
but see, I also believe in praying for an open heart and an open mind. So sometimes God can send you just what you've been praying for, and you don't recognize it because your mind and your heart aren't open. And I think that's what happened when you and I talked years ago. My heart and my mind were not open, but when we talked this time, you know, I was open, and I felt like there was no I felt like it was truly a God thing because I was so tired.
Yeah.
My last year, like it. And I said with everything in me that this was it.
Yeah. And it just goes back to what Ross said. We say, how bad do you want it? And when people say they want it, I'm like, no, you're not. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Because when you want it, like I said, people do what they want to do. When you want it, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then that's when you'll do something.
You do something. So it was nothing that you could tell. Fruit and veggie challenge. Now I'm not gonna be dishonest. The first fruit and veggie challenge, I was like, ooh. But that's nothing. That's nothing.
Peanuts. Because it's levels to this. It's levels to this. And it's always mind-boggling to me. But it really just gives an indication of how attached people are to food and bad food, because people, they fight tooth and nail not to do just 7 days of fruits and vegetables. They're like, oh no, that's crazy. They think that's just lunacy. You know, they was like, what, 7 days? Like fruits and vegetables? I'm like, it's just, they're like, what am I going to eat? Fruits and vegetables.
And you get more creative, like, you know, and I think that's what God created us for. Like he made us to imagine things, create things. So it's like an opportunity to make some new stuff up.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I'm kind of proud I've been enjoying. I love vegetables anyway. So just to have the different, you know, vegetables and you sharing with us different things that we can, you know, use to, you know, to make it taste a certain way. It's exciting. You know, I say what you say about the cleaning the palate, and you know, you give you a
you awaken your taste buds, because most people, they got dead taste buds, most people. And so when you strip the palate, you awaken the taste buds, and I say you can taste and see. You can taste and see. You know, and
that we will, like, you know, eat. Like one time I think I had a strawberry.
Yeah.
Because I had I'm like, oh my goodness, sweet.
Yeah. Well, last week I broccoli and I, you know, got a little heavy with the seasoning because the holes were too big.
Like, oh my God.
He said, man, you really did put the seasoning on that broccoli, did you? My mother like said, ooh, this broccoli is he said, this on point.
And look, I used to take strawberries and dip them in sugar. And oh yeah. I used to, you know, rinse them off, have them nice and wet, and dip them in sugar. That was like my sweet treat. It's like I don't have to do that. I mean, it's sweet enough.
It's sweet enough.
We've been delivered. That's, you know.
And like I say, bro, I mean, just the education piece behind a lot of stuff that, you know, that we thought we were eating, you know, that was healthy, like watermelon. You know, a lot of people probably feel like, I'm just eating watermelon. They can eat up a whole watermelon, but you know, just to find out that it still has, you know, a sugar in it, and our body don't know the difference.
We felt like we were frying fish at home. We doing good because this thing got nowhere else to do. We
think we're buying the right oil. You know, we're not.
Wow. Listen, what I say, the devil is in the details, right?
Details.
That's it, man. Oh, wow.
Honestly, because I will say, every time we hit a bump in the road would literally call and be like, "Okay, this is what we about to do," and I'm like, "Okay, what we doing?" You know, and it took the pressure off of us. And that's another thing. Took the pressure off of us to try to figure out, okay, why did the scale move? Why is my pressure up? Like, my coach does it. And she said, okay, this is what we're going to try this week. And then the other thing is, as long as I was trying to motivate him and say, come on, you need to get up. You need to run with me. Come on, eat this. We were putting a ton of work. Now, I just say, like today we were talking about
Pop say, I'm grown.
Yeah.
I'm grown.
We were having a discussion about the eating windows. And I said, I don't think that's your eating windows. He said, no, my coach. I said, hey, that's what your coach said. let me bow out. None of my business, you know. So it let us be husband and wife, and not
Right.
more like on the same team, because we don't have to worry about that stuff. And we both have
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Getting better together.
Getting better together. I love it. I love it. That's a perfect ending. Getting better together. So you guys are doing great. I'm excited. Just about the journey, because it's just beginning. We just get started.
We're warmed up. We
just get started. So just keep pushing, keep plugging away. Like, live the life that God intended for you to live. You know, like on the call this morning, Brian Thomas said, ask yourself, or ask God, like, what did you intend for me before whatever happened? Like, what life did God intend for you before whatever? Live that life. You know what I mean? We all have a purpose here. You know, we all have a purpose. I like to think I'm walking and living in my purpose. I like to think you know, pray that I am, you know. But I'm excited just for your entire family. I really am. You're a joy to work with. You all have become family. You know what I mean? I can't wait. Soon as COVID is over, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, soon as COVID is over. Yeah, this is good stuff. So guys, listen. So if you want to know, you see the little ticker across the bottom here, RochelleTParks.com/sugar ain't sweet. You can look, just go on my website. You can see more about these programs. They did the 180-day program. Well, it's kind of 180 days, but they're still going. They're still going. But that's where they started. Actually, they started with the Prove It Challenge.
Yeah, we started
with the Prove It Challenge through Shackley. That's where they both started, with the Prove It Challenge. That was 30-day program. And you can find that. You can find that actually at RochelleTParks.com. Click on Shackley, and you can see the Prove It Challenge there. So that's where they both really started, and then transitioned into the health coaching. And it's just, the results have been phenomenal. You guys have been a joy to work with. It's been fun. It's been so fun. Lots of funny moments. I mean, literally, it hasn't been anything downside. Everything has been up. I mean, every day it's just like, now what? You know, every day, now what? And so I know Tanisha would share with me, like, Rod having a dance party in the closet because he's trying on stuff. He can fit. I mean, he's shopping in the back of the closet. He's like, he in there shouting and stuff. Like, I'm telling you. I
would just say to people to bet on yourself, like, bet on you, like, take a chance on you. Like, I think we limit ourselves a lot of times with our and the value of things. Like, you worth it, you so worth it.
Absolutely.
I would say, like Maya Angelou said, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. I appreciate the journey, Lord, but I don't ever want to go back.
Wow. Yeah. I know that.
I want to say the thing that I always tell myself, and I would tell everyone else: trading your past to save your future. You got to trade in the past. You got to put it back to save your future, and your future self, the future, you know, of your family, you know, your kids. Because, like you say, what we're doing now can impact our kids in a positive way, to where they won't know, you know, anything about the struggles that my parents and parents went through.
And
where we were headed, you know.
Either way it go, you are impacting your kids. Either way it go.
Yeah, you're right. Either way it go. Yeah. So good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Well,
it's so much more we could say.
So much. I know. But guys, if you have questions here, just post them in the comments, and I'm sure, you know, Rod, Tanisha, myself will go back and answer them. So definitely post your comments, and we definitely will get back to you. More information, again, RochelleTParks.com. You'll find there under the program Sugar Ain't Sweet. You'll also find the Shackley products. Like I said, they started with the Prove It Challenge, and then the rest is history. And then we're just getting started. 160 pounds down and still going. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you guys for joining me for this episode of Mindset Talks. I actually call it Getting Better Together. That's their theme. That's their theme, getting better, and I love it. It couldn't have happened to a more beautiful couple. I love everything about you guys. Love it. Rod said he got him a new wife. I'm excited. Yes. That's all I got, guys. Hey, this is Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Thank you for joining us. It's Rod and Tanisha James. Guess what? Whether you like it or not, we don't care. Okay, we really don't care. We can. We will, and we must continue to walk alongside you and help you to achieve optimal health. Have a great one. We're out. Peace. Hey guys, before you go, I just want to let you know I am hosting a 7-day fruit and vegetable challenge on the 1st of the month. Guys, I do it every month. I've done it for the last 2 years. You say, why do I need that? Well, let me tell you what can happen in 7 days. In just 7 days, you can rid your body of the addiction to sugar, the addiction to salt. You can get rid of inflammation in the body. Guys, you can get mental clarity. You can sleep better. So many great things can happen in just 7 days. So don't delay any longer. Go ahead and click the link below and go ahead and sign up. We're getting started on the 1st, okay? I'll see you on the 1st. Let's go.